Hi friends, welcome back or to the channel. Winter is fast approaching here in Utah, so trying to do all the things to get wintertime ready, which means Mama's car over there does not have wintertime tires on it, but it's going to. So this is not an all-wheel drive 300. I wish it was, because none of this shit would be necessary, but it is only rear-wheel drive, which is fine for me, you know, because I like driving rear-wheel drive stuff and whipping shitties in the snow, but she does not. She likes to just stay on the road where she's supposed to. So we are going to take these non-wintertime tires and give them a little bit of a better chance at being wintertime tires. So they've got some mediocre sipes in them, you know, here, but you can clearly see these are not all-weather tires. They're great on dry roads and in the rain, but you know, we live in Utah and we get a lot of snow and a lot of ice and shit like that. So I'm going to remedy this no snow tire situation by using this fancy little deal right here. This is incredibly hot, so I don't want to touch it. But this is an Ideal brand tire groover. See right here, it says Ideal heated knife. Anyway, you can get different size heads for it. You can see that this little curve thing right there, right on top right there, is a razor blade. I don't know how well you guys can see the color on it, but it is in fact a razor blade. You can get them in different widths and different sizes and stuff. Like right here, I got this big fat boy right here. It's like 3/4 of an inch wide, and I've also got the blades that go along with it. Okay, so you can take your little razor blade here, and you see the shape of this spoon. If you take it and put the U side down, you actually cut a chunk of the tread out that wide. But if you take and flip it over like I have it here, where the two pieces of the razor blade just come down, it does a sipe for the wintertime, which is what I'm doing. I usually only use it this way for cutting off-road tires, like on my Toyota. And like I said, they sell those heads anywhere from, I think, 1/4 inch wide to like 1.5 inches or 2 inches wide. But these things are kind of popular in the off-road world for adding more step lugs and more bite for your tires. So you can see here on my Swamper, my spare, this used to be one solid lug, but I cut these chunks out. Same here, this used to just be the little chevron, and I cut these chunks out. So this is primarily what these tire groovers are used for. It's just cutting different designs in your tread and giving you more biting surfaces, more edges to hold on to the rocks and the mud and shit like that. But they are also really nice for siping tires for the wintertime, which again is what we're doing today. Now I picked this one up on eBay, but I'm sure you can buy them, like Ideal probably has their own website. You can buy them on Amazon or eBay or wherever. So what you do is, before you plug this thing in and it gets incredibly hot, take your tire and you find the shallowest point in your tread. So like on this car, it was the, sorry, hold on, get you guys up a little bit. There she goes. Okay, so on this car, it was the right rear because that's the dominant tire because it's a rear-wheel drive car. So I took this piece because this thing just has a set screw right here and it comes out for storage. So I take this, put a new blade on it, and I lay this little angle deal down on the shallowest part of the tread, and I push the razor blade down because this is an adjustable height here. pushed it down to the narrowest tread depth on the rear tire. That way I don't cut into the carcass of the tire. Then I tighten up my set screw and I plug it in for, you know, however long it takes to get up to temperature, which is typically, I don't know, 10 minutes or so. So now that it's up to temperature, you got to decide what you want your sipes to look like. If you just want to go straight across the tread, what I'm going to do is I'm going to follow like this line right here, right? How it's got this little, kind of a little turn in it. I'm going to follow that turn. This block already has a sipe in it, so we're just going to follow that sipe through. Same here. These ones have a little turn. Going to follow that. Out here on the edges, we're just going to go straight in. So, this is super easy. You just set your block down. And you don't want to do this too fast because it's harder if you're doing it fast, because you're losing the heat out of your gun. But super simple. You just lay it down, you give it a little push. Lay one edge of the razor on that factory seam, give it a little push. Same there. I don't know if you guys can see this on the camera or not, but I just made 4 sipes in this tire that quick. And you'll notice when you're doing this, it's real easy at first, but if it starts to get hard to push, it's because you've taken the heat out of the end of the iron. So let it sit for a minute, rebuild the heat into your iron, and then you'll be good to go again. The siping part of this is super easy. Usually you don't lose a lot of heat when you're trying to sipe. You typically lose your heat if you're trying to cut big grooves like I did on my Toyota spare tire. But this, you know, siping is typically pretty easy to do. Don't know how well this will pick it up, but you can see 1 cut, 2 cut, 3 cuts here. All these little grooves. These 4 cuts here. 3 cuts right there. And 5 out here on the edge. It doesn't look like much, but just this little bit of siping will actually make a big difference. Driving in the snow or on the icy road or whatever. So, now that I've showed you that section, I'm going to turn this off so I can turn the music back on. Bang this tire out, because I have to rotate the tires and sipe all 4 of them. So I'm gonna be out here for a while, but we're gonna cut this off here, and then I'll come back to you guys when I finish this first tire. Also forgot to mention, cruising right along here, like a quarter of the way done with this tire already. When you're grooving, when you're grooving the outside tread, I'll cut this one real quick. See how that edge matches up that profile nicely? When you get toward your edge, push down on the back a little bit so you don't cut down into your sidewall, because your sidewall is a lot thinner than the body of the tire where the tread sits. Also, I bought this machine when I was young and broke. Couldn't afford tires all the time when I needed them. So what I did, allegedly, is my tires were pretty well bald. You know, you could kind of see an outline of where the treads used to be, but they were pretty well bald. And the carcass of your tire is actually pretty thick. So me and a friend of mine who's, you know, now passed away, but me and him used to take tire groovers and we would just cut new tread patterns in wherever, because you could see like the blocks where the treads used to be. So we would just take that groover and cut our own designs in tires just to get a few more months out of them. Or when Utah used to do inspections to get them to pass inspection. I wouldn't recommend that, but it does work in a pinch, you know. As a former safety inspector, would not recommend that because it's illegal. But it'll get you by. You know, if you're waiting for your taxes to come back or whatever, one of these groovers will get you by for a little while. But typically, you can cut down into the skin of the tire and you'll start to see some white belts. Stop right there. I wouldn't recommend going that deep, but if you've already gone that deep with one of your cuts, you can still turn back and the tire will still be good. Just, you know, put it on the back. Alrighty, one tire done. Took about, I don't know, 30, 40 minutes. Not terrible. Make sure you had your Wheaties and got your patience. Also, when you're cutting tires, you have to hold on to it because you got to push kind of hard with the iron. Make sure your hand is under the edge of the sidewall, because that thing, when it breaks through the end of the treads, it has a tendency to get out of control. So make sure your hand and your arm are out of the way, because I may or may not have cut the end of a finger or cut a groove in the finger of a glove once. So if you're not comfortable doing this, I'm pretty sure tire shops still offer siping services if you don't have winter tires. I don't know though, because I haven't actually been to a tire shop to buy tires or mount tires in, I don't know, a decade, 15 years, something like that, because I deal on my own. But I'm pretty sure that most tire shops will still offer this service. They're probably faster. I don't even know how they do it. I know they have a machine that'll do it, but I've never seen one. So yeah, if you're not comfortable doing this, take it to a tire shop. But if you're a DIY guy like me, you pick one of these irons up for cheap. You can sipe a set of tires for under $100. Like I said, it just takes some patience and some time. It's really not that hard to do. So now that I have one done, I still need to do 3 more. But I got to do the other tire on this side. Then I'll jack up the other side of the car and I'll probably take a break, get some lunch, then come out and do the other 2. So it's easier to just thug it out when you got music playing in the background, and we can't do that on YouTube because then they give you a flag and, you know, it's a big no-no. So, like I said, you guys can, if you do decide to do this, you can pick whatever design you want. They are your tires. Well, it's done. Total time, 4.5 hours, because it took me, I don't know, 35, 45 minutes per tire. Well, the first one took me a lot longer because I had to film, but after I got done filming, it only took about 30 or 40 minutes per tire, which isn't bad. Professionals probably do it faster, but I never claimed to be that. So hopefully made a big difference. I know it made a difference in the way they look. Well, you can't tell on camera, but made a difference in the way they look. Seems like they'll do better. Just running my hand over the top with some pressure, I can feel all the sipes, which should translate to traction, but we'll see. Yeah, like I said, guys, not difficult, just take some time and a lot of patience. And my arms and my forearms are killing me for pulling the tire against me and pushing the tire, you know, you get it. But I think we're gonna wrap it here. Just wanted to make a quick little video because I don't know how many videos there are on siping tires, but there's about to be one more. So if you made it this far, I appreciate you. Thanks for stopping by and hanging out with me for a minute today. If you're not already, subscribe to the channel. Tell your friends, you know, do all the things. And remember, guys, your dreams aren't going to work unless you do. So go void the warranty on your tires. Love you, bye.